Sunday sauna work. Sunday sauna does mean thank you, and to what they mean. Let's go. Jumbo, everyone. My name is Nicole, and I'll be your Safari guide today. Before we get going, a quick safety reminder. Please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times.
Look at this now. We're gonna drive over some chains.
Locking your feet and your back. Alright, well, welcome and welcome back, everyone else. Now we're going to start in the Little Aturi Forest here, and over on the right, we actually are starting with my favorite animal on the reserve, the okapi. Now, the okapi may look a lot like a zebra with those stripes on their legs, but they're actually the only living relatives of the giraffe. Both animals share a very similar skull structure and a long prehensile tongue. And over on the left, there's another antelope here. This is a bongo. Now, both male and female bongos have those spiraling horns and kind of looking back over their bodies. Those horns will help them to not get all tangled up and everything as they make their way through the forest. All right, now coming up on the right over here, I see a few more antelopes. Now, these are going to be...
You know, I totally thought our driver was a dude until I heard her voice. I totally thought our driver was a female, or was a male until I heard her voice.
The male greater cuckoo have horns. And believe me, those horns are going to be really hard to miss because they are around 6 feet long. I see a bird back there as well. That's a saddle-billed stork. Now they get their name from the yellow saddle shape on their bills. And unlike other birds, they don't actually vocalize at all, but they will communicate by rattling their beaks together. The difference between a male and a female saddle-billed stork based off of the color of their eyes. Males have dark brown eyes, while females have bright yellow eyes.
Should we put it away?
Alrighty, well, continuing along, we're going to make our way over to the Sahi River Nest. And we'll see if maybe we can find some aquatic life hanging out around here. And over on the right, I've seen some large white birds with really big beaks. These are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink coloring that they develop on their back during mating season. It's almost like they're blushing as they all flirt with each other. They have a wingspan of around 9 feet long, and that's about the width of that canopy above us. Now, if you guys do have any questions that you might feel free to ask them, I'm more than happy to answer what I can.
Hey, there's a bunch of burbs.
Showing off for it.
Yeah. Like, quick guys, the truck is coming. We need to strike a pose. I wonder what those bridges are used for.
Looks like there's some Nile crocodiles, or at least I see one of them, and it's hanging on the very back, and it's smiling for us.
There's two.
Make sure we're all fully seated at all times, friends. Now, whenever you see a crocodile with their mouth open like that, that's actually their way to cooling down. They are ectothermic creatures, so they can cope.
Man, these poor tires.
Next frequency that they get their body temperature.
These poor tires, everything they go through.
Now, crocodiles are pretty big, as you can see. They can be around 16 feet long and 500 pounds. And they can eat up to half of their body weight in a single feeding. Then because they eat so much at once, so you don't really need to eat that often. Just around once a week or so. But if food is scarce, they can be known to go months without eating. Alright, now we're gonna move on from the forest areas. Start making our way out to the savannah. And as we head out to the savannah, you'll notice that it's a lot more open than the forest. There's gonna be a lot less trees, a lot less bushes, and that means that overall there's just gonna be a lot less hiding spots. So, unlike the forest animals, where a lot of them like to rely on camouflage and blending in, these guys are gonna rely a lot more on their speed and agility. Over so they could recognize her from far away. Over on the right, that very large antelope there is an eland. And eland would be one of the largest antelopes in the world, measuring around 6 feet at the shoulder. And from a standstill, an eland can jump straight up 8 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Alright, now over on the left, kind of behind their den, there
Oh,
is
right
a
over there.
painted dog or two. There it is. These guys are pretty cute,
Woof,
but
woof.
don't be fooled by their adorable exterior. They are one of the most successful hunters of mammals on the Savannah. They achieve that by working together as a pack to wear down their prey until their prey just simply drops from exhaustion. Now, over on the left, hanging out near the very back there, there's some sable antelopes. They have those long, curved back horns. Those horns are not just for decoration. They help act as a deterrent for any potential predators from jumping up on their backs. And the sable antelope is one of, if not the only antelope that is known to actually fight back against predators. They will use those big old horns to do so. And that does earn them a reputation of being pretty strong and tough. And as such, they are the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. So you might have seen them on some pictures, on some signs coming in.
It's a giraffe. Oh, we're gonna drive like right past him.
Oh, let's see. Is this one Tracy? Look out for the tongue. Look at that tongue. Got it.
Wow.
Gotta get that right there.
I love watching this. It's so cool. They look like they're moving like spaghetti. And they have long prehensile tongues, actually very similar to the coffee's tongue. And it's a bit of a weird color. It's not pink like ours. It's more of a dark purple. There we go. We get to see it again. Yeah. Oh God. They're wicked.
Oh, his tongue is so silly.
Giraffes spend around 19 to 20 hours a day eating or looking for food. And as such, they have their tongues out in the sun a lot. So that dark color will help to protect their tongue from
That
getting
was
sunburned.
great.
And you might be wondering, well, when do they have time to sleep if they spend all their time eating? Giraffes only need around 30 minutes of sleep a day. They can do that in little power naps throughout the
Wait, no,
day.
those are
They
hyenas.
do sleep
I don't know what
standing
those
up
are.
with their eyes open, and that gives the impression that they are alert when they are in fact asleep. Now over on the right, there are two different kinds of animals. There's an Ann-Collie cattle closer to us, and then a bit further away, some wildebeest. Oh, and then coming up on the left, we'll get a great view of this little springbok. Right now, the Ann-Collie cattle have pretty impressive horns. They're going around 6 to 8 feet long. Wildebeest live in these seven
Okay, we actually have a paved road now.
And springbok are adorable. Now, springbok are pretty small, just around 3 feet at the shoulder, but they get their name from being able to repeatedly spring up 6 feet in the air. They can also leap forward up to 13 feet. And they are among the top 10 fastest land mammals, reaching speeds of around 60 miles per hour. And the horns of those cattle may look really heavy, but they're actually hollow with a honeycomb-like structure on the inside. They even have some blood vessels running through the horns, and that'll act like a cooling system for them. And a few more wildebeest as well. Now, when wildebeest go to lay down and rest, they like to organize themselves in rows. It's not as obvious when there's just a few of them here. It's more obvious when there's a bit more of them. But they do that to maintain their safety in numbers.
Wow, look at that
But
guy's
they also want
horns.
to make sure that everyone has plenty of room to be able to get up and run at a moment's notice. That way, if any danger arises, they can all run away quickly and safely without having to worry about trampling over each other in the process. Now, coming up on the left and right here, there are some kind of funny-looking trees. These are baobab trees. They get the nickname the Tree of Life due to the large quantities of water that they store in their trunks. They kind of act like big old water towers for all the animals out here. They do have another nickname, and that is the upside-down tree, because it certainly looks like the roots are growing out of the top there. But in reality, it's just leafless 9 months out of the year to conserve as much water as it possibly can.
Oh, cool. There's a submerged section over here. Ducks. Duck, this is it. again.
They get it from their diet of shrimp. When they're born, they're really more white and gray puffballs, and it takes around 2 years for them to fully develop that fan color. Looks like up ahead there are some rhinos.
Rhino crossing. They're in the road.
Okay, hold on, turn your head.
Now, these are white rhinos. The white rhino is going to be one of the largest rhinos out there, weighing around 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. And it's kind of funny, they might be called white rhinos, but their name has nothing to do with the color white. It's a mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word white, meaning wide, and that is in reference to their upper lip. Some rhinos out there have a pointed upper lip, and these guys are going to have a flat, wide one. So it looks like there's more over on the right. And I also see some ostriches and some antelopes there. Those antelopes are waterbuck. Waterbuck are usually found near sources of water. They do drink the most water out of any other antelope.
It's crazy to think this is... Actually, do you think the train counts as a ride?
To stay right there. I think that is a really good
Do you think the
bush.
train counts as a ride?
It's a ride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Really good look for you guys. Alright, now this one's a little hard to spot. There are some cheetahs. They're kind of hanging out in this front corner right by the tree. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just 3 seconds. They are definitely sprinters, but not marathon runners. They can only maintain their top speeds over short distances. And cheetahs are the only big cats to hunt during the day. On their faces, you might notice they kind of have black tear marks. Those black marks help to reflect the sun away from their eyes. This kind of helps to absorb the glare. That is the same reason why athletes will have black stripes on under their eyes. Yeah, it looks like there's a few more white rhinos over on the right, and I think we can get another view of the ostriches in the very back there. Now, ostriches are the largest birds. Oh, you are ready. Oh, he says it's my food. So ostriches are the largest birds in the world. While they cannot fly, they can run very fast, up to around 40 miles an hour. And I think that's maybe even more impressive by the fact that they only have 2 toes on each foot. Over on the left, I do see some big burrows. Keep an eye out for warthogs. Warthogs are one of the largest burrowing creatures. And while they can certainly make their own burrows, they have a tendency to just kind of find burrows made by other animals and then just claim it for themselves. And they're very defensive and territorial over the burrows
Hey,
that they
look,
do claim as
it's a
their own.
Chevy.
They will often back up into them, sticking out their chests facing outward in a defensive position. One more look at those rhinos.
That's
over on
my
the right.
favorite creature.
Now, rhinos don't have very good eyesight, but they make up for that with a really good sense of hearing and smell. And they can rotate their ears independently of one another. They can rotate them almost all the way around. It gives them a nice panoramic sense of sound. Oh, and we saw some ostriches earlier. It looks like there's some ostrich eggs over on the right. Not much like they are the largest bird, their eggs are the largest egg. And in fact, one ostrich egg is just about equivalent to 2 dozen chicken eggs. They are sturdy enough that an average adult man can stand on them without them breaking.
see, we're a boat now. Hold on, she needs to hold up the line to do her hair first. Right at the shaman singing his song for an hour.
Yes.